The table itself could also, like the Rife machines, shoot frequencies in your body to realign, what needed to be fixed. So the thing is being aware that you are capable of almost anything and then focusing on that and allowing your body to be activated. So you have this increased cognitive function. You have this increased remote viewing capabilities. You have this increased psychic abilities. And my goal is to get this out to the world right now, within the next year.
Absolutely.
And it's just a very dangerous thing. You're going up against these very large corporations.
Welcome to Cosmic Disclosure. I'm your host, George Norrie, and I'm here with Emery Smith. What about medical devices of the future? Emery, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, George.
You have good experience in medical technology. What are the medical devices of the future?
The next evolution is most likely going to be an app in your iPhone. And the iPhone will be like a scanner.
No.
And it will also be like a CAT scan. So you can put it on, your breast, and you can zoom in, just like you zoom in on your pictures, all the way to the cellular level. This technology already exists. It's just a matter of time before it comes out.
Will it tell you your arteries are blocked? Go get some help right away?
Right. It'll do things like this. It can scan your body, 400 times better than a CAT scan. You can zoom in all the way into the cellular level and say, wow, look at these 10 cells. They're cancer cells, they're tumorigenic cells. Push a button, send the frequency, and zap those. Never happened now. So
you mean we'll be curing ourselves?
We'll be curing yourselves for sure in your back pocket with that phone.
Hospitals, doctors, people who are making money, the pharmaceutical industry. Do you think they want this to happen? A cheap little handheld device that could attack illnesses?
I can assure you they don't want anything out that fast. So it'll be a gradual display of the technology coming out. Maybe this thing will only be used to spot it, not cure it. And then you have to go in and get your therapy done for that, whatever the treatment is they want. So it'll be a very slow release of this type of technology. And my goal is to get this out to the world right now, within the next year.
Absolutely.
And it's just a very dangerous thing. You're going up against these very large corporations that have their own militia and that will threaten you. And I've been threatened in the past many times, as you know, with the medical devices. So we have to incorporate these corporations for now, incorporate the government into ways of getting the technologies out in a safe way.
Well, look what happened to Royal Rife and, devices like that. I mean, they chased this poor guy and hounded him until he died.
Yeah, it's very tragic, and this is happening all over the world, even today, unfortunately, with brilliant scientists and inventors and engineers. The thing is to get a structure built of an organization that can expose this stuff, through clinical trials and things like this, and do it the right way, because that's the protocol we're in. So we have to, follow these protocols and do it the right way so we don't step on feet and people, are not killed.
What are nanite technologies?
Well, nanite technologies on nano level, there's ways to make very small synthetic cells and robots that can go in the body. And a good example of an archaic one is the camera that you swallow, and it records the entire time going through your digestive system. So that was like one of the first things. But they have things that can go into the bloodstream and the same way, but on a very small level.
All hooked into a computer?
All hooked up to a computer, and it runs through your whole bloodstream. It's made of an organic material, so it does break down over time.
It dissolves, you mean?
It dissolves. So this is where it's kind of going. So they can get an accurate depiction of what's going on in your body. The main thing is we don't really need to do that, because the technology exists right now in our compartmentalized projects, where you lay on these tables and your body is scanned. A 3D holographic image is now projected above your body, so the scientists can move it around, zoom in like I was talking about, and these three-dimensional holographic images are very, very
they're crystal clear.
Crystal clear, just like I'm looking at you. But now it's a holographic image of your entire body, cell by cell. So I can grab your body, move it here, open it up before I operate on you, and see what's really going on.
Can these little nanites be hacked by somebody? who's sitting at another computer?
Yes, anything to do with nanites that are, because they're electrical and they run off the body's own electrical system, believe it or not. It actually powers them. Anyone could hack into there and kill someone. You could be injected with these things, and it could also be used for really bad stuff too. In projects, George, we were able to clone people, and they have a residual memory locked into their DNA, where these clones would remember who they were in another past life.
And they look just like
they're exactly,
the body, right?
They're exactly the same.
Wow.
But what's interesting is they retain, and this is the big study going on now, is how the heck are they growing, these clones, even if they're artificially, put in a woman and gestated that way, or if they're grown in a vat, how the heck do these clones remember who they were? Answer that question. So there's an energy signature in the DNA that they're trying to crack that is like a hard drive that never forgets about, where it actually came from. Mm-hmm. So if it does get to become an adult or a teenager, these clones do remember and recall certain aspects of the life they had before. And sometimes this happens to people on planet Earth where they're having a recollection and think they were reincarnated.
What's fueling this? What is pushing this kind of technology?
I believe like China, just came out publicly, and they're growing humans because of the need for organs. And it doesn't need to happen that way, because we have 3D printers right now that can print with your DNA. We can print your liver, we can print your heart, and then activate it, send a charge through it and then put it into your body. These are healthy cells. These cells were grown with your DNA very quickly.
Jeez.
And this is all suppressed technology that's actually been around for quite some time. They're starting to grow 3D print bodies and activate them. They're having a lot of problems with it. It's not exactly perfected, but they're doing it. And it's being suppressed from us. When we have this technology right down the road where we can print you a liver.
The technologies that you worked on, what were they like?
Well, they're kind of set up like an operating room. They're seamless. And everything is inside the walls or in the ceiling. Mm-hmm. So there's even, if I'm operating and I don't have an assistant, these robotic arms will come down from the ceiling and someone can actually be helping me from very far away. And this is now technology they're using now in open heart surgery, but, in the early 90s, that never existed,
Exactly.
And also, while working with different types of frequencies of DNA and ET bodies, you also had to use special instruments, because some of our instruments and devices would actually destroy the tissues. So you had to be careful with the components that you were using, the different types of metals, the different types of plastics and things like this when you're taking samples and biopsies. The neat thing about the med lab that was in the programs was this amazing table that you could lay on. And it, like I said earlier, it'll scan your whole body, and we could see, if there was any contaminants in you, if you had any tumors or anything like that. But the table itself could also, like the Rife machines, shoot frequencies in your body to realign, what needed to be fixed. So in the future, I do believe these tables will be in everyone's homes, because you don't need to do anything. That it can actually fix you, stop bleeding, enhance the broken bone into healing within hours.
You just lie on top of it?
You just lie on top of it. And through energy and frequency, mm-hmm. it actually heals you and cures you. These fiber optics drop down out of the ceiling for getting a sample out of the body. It actually is like an assistant that knows already what needs to be done. These tentacles will come down and firm up. They could be so hard that you could use it as a spear and punch through you. They can actually lift the body up and turn it for you, these tentacles. Or if you want just an appendage out, it can support the appendage off of the table, or if you need it closer to you because of magnification problems, things like this. It's all voice activated as well. And it's just intuitive. It already kind of knows, that you're going to be in this body, you're going to need to see this part of the body, and it does it. And like I said, it's very strong. These fiber optic cables, I'll call them. can lift the body up, turn it around, rotate it back and forth. It also can project through these like little holographic images on what you're working on. And it's overlaying on top of this an image of the bone, the tendons, the ligaments are all shown with light holographic on top of where I'm taking it. And it shows me exactly what biopsy to take from what part of the body. It's kind of like an AI, artificial intelligence. The programming of this stuff, you have to understand, is light years ahead of us, and it's reverse engineered. You have to understand the table will know what is wrong with you. The table will know what part of the body to fix.
So the future with these devices, it's absolutely astounding.
Oh, it's amazing, because this is where it's going. If it's already here now in these compartmentalized projects, it's just a matter of time before we get it. Hopefully sooner than later.
How long do you have to lie on the table?
It depends on what your problem is. Were you just in a car accident? Are you treating some ongoing cancer? Is it just, you have a tension headache? So all these factors go into, the treatment of how the table would like to, fix you. I don't know the programming of it. I don't know the specifics. I don't even know how the frequencies work, but I have seen people on these tables getting cured and healed. And a lot of these things are also up on the space stations that are up there right now.
Will they ever enhance the power of telepathy and psychic abilities with technology?
Well, right now they're doing that with supplements, as you know. You hear about these supplements. These things, what they do is they allow the body to access different points of the neural receptor sites, so you can start using these parts of your brain that you've never really used before. So you have this increased cognitive function. You have this increased remote viewing capabilities. You have this increased psychic abilities, all of our patients are telling us. And it's all because of activating certain parts, whether it's through frequencies or supplements that contain frequencies.
There's a study at Stanford University where they were able to work with the genome sequence, and people were able to enhance their contact ability with extraterrestrials. I mean, it's truly bizarre. What can you tell us about something like this?
Well, just as someone goes and meditates, you are changing your frequency and your genome sequence. You're getting activated too when you go out and do close encounter of the fifth kind protocols. You're accepting this energy that's coming from either an extraterrestrial location or from space. So the thing is being aware that you are capable of almost anything, and then focusing on that and allowing your body to be activated. You hear about these meditators going, well, I was activated. Activation of the genetic code is a very serious thing that's going to be proven more with science, like they just did with Stanford with this. So I completely agree with that. It was used in the projects a long time ago for the Super Soldier program and also for the remote viewers, where they were doing this activation for the genetic code, and it was working whatever they were doing.
If you like this video and you want to see more amazing content, go ahead and check out the next video on our channel.